Just off the top, I'm just going to ask you the big story. What are the reasons for changing the Grammy Awards from the date that was January 31st to March 14th?
We really didn't feel that we had a choice with everything that's happening with the pandemic, especially in Los Angeles, with the hospitals being overtaxed with ICU beds. We just didn't think it was the right thing to do to try and have a show with over 400 employees and staff and artists coming to town. It wasn't responsible, and we really considered the health and well-being of those communities.
I truly have to commend you for that. I think it's setting an example. We don't see a lot of examples out there. And so I think that you're setting a really good one by taking a stance.
Well, thank you very much. We have to be responsible, especially around music. Music has been such an integral part of the last year, with hopefully bringing some entertainment and some healing and trying to bring people together. So we want to continue to do that, but do it at the right time, with always keeping it top of mind, the health and safety of our communities.
So why was it important to move the show instead of doing like a tape special or perhaps announcing the winners and having them accept via Zoom?
Well, we like to think the Grammy show is very unique and special. And I think maintaining a certain level of entertainment and quality to our show was important to us. Our audiences expect certain things from us, and we like to deliver on that. And as I said earlier, especially in these times, we think coming together around music is very important and valuable, and starting to heal and turn the corner on what's been a crazy year. We hope our show can start to do that. So for us, it was important to maintain a great show, a spectacle, and with high entertainment value.
So in moving the show, will the format of the show change? Will it still be, will it be all live? Will some of it be pre-taped, or will you just have a mix of both?
It'll be a bit of a mix, but those are things that are being determined by COVID and local officials. Also, we have specialists advising us as far as the health and safety of all the participants. So we take all those things into consideration, and our show will reflect that. What we're allowed to do, we will absolutely do, and we're hoping to do things that you haven't seen on TV during COVID. So we're trying to push the boundaries a little bit.
That's a good tease. That's really good. So I understand, though, that you talk to health experts, you talk to the host, Trevor Noah, you talk to the performers that are slated to appear on the show. What type of feedback are you getting from each of them?
The feedback's been generally very positive. I think everyone understands the crisis that we're in the midst of. Everyone has sympathized with the date change and has been very supportive. Our host is still on board. Our venue's on board. Many of the artists are moving with the date. So I think everyone knew that it was the right thing to do.
So I have to ask you, because you did just give me a really good segue. The Grammy Awards is going to be on the same night now as the SAG Awards. And the night before the Oscar nominations, were you a little concerned about moving the show to March 14th?
Well, you have to know we were concerned about moving the show regardless of the date. We had been working really hard towards the January 31st date, but we're trying to accommodate a moving global pandemic, and we're trying to accommodate health officials and rules and regulations locally here in LA. There is no perfect solution. So yes, we were concerned. We were not happy that we found out there was a conflict. We can sympathize with the SAG Awards, but for us, we're just trying to do the best we can considering what we're dealing with. And everybody's doing the same thing. We're all trying to find ways to do our products on TV and do it in a productive and positive way. So it's the best we could do with a really unfortunate situation, always keeping in mind the health and well-being of the people involved in our community.
And I'm not sure if you saw it, but SAG-AFTRA did make a statement in regards to the move, and they talked about their disappointment of the Academy choosing this date specifically, because you do both share members. What did you think about that statement, if you've had a chance to even see it?
I haven't seen it specifically, but I sympathize with any statement that they make, because it is difficult. We're all trying to get our shows together, and there are so many conflicts in these upcoming months because of the pandemic, because things have shifted and because things have pushed. So I understand, and I wish them the very best. Hopefully they can have a very successful show. This move probably didn't help either of our shows. It's not the best bet for us. It's not the best bet for them, but at the end of the day, we're trying to do what's right for all the people that have to work on this show, for the artist community, for production companies, and for our viewers, and for the communities that we operate in. So there was no perfect weekend that didn't have a conflict.
And Trevor Noah is the host of the show this year, and such a great choice. You can never go wrong with Trevor Noah. I mean, he's got this great delivery, the sharp wit, just a rational way of looking at things. How do you think those traits will help the show, especially during this time in our lives?
Well, as you said, he's a consummate professional, great host, very, very sharp, very thoughtful. And I think we needed somebody that could carry an important moment like this for the music community and on television. This is not an easy show to host. You know, Alicia Keys has done an amazing job in years past. This year will probably be different just because of the format. There's not going to be 17 or 18,000 screaming fans. So I think Trevor brings some real gravitas to the table, and some his ability to maneuver through situations, talk through situations, introduce multiple things at the same time, walk and talk. These are all things that are going to probably take place in this year's show, which may be different from last year's show. Plus, he's just a generally great guy. He has a great energy, good demeanor, and we're very excited and thrilled to have him.
And you said it. I mean, it's crazy to think about the big moments that have happened leading up to the Grammys or around the Grammy Awards. I mean, the way you guys were able to put together that show at the last minute, you know, after we had such a big loss in Kobe Bryant, and bring such a fabulous Kobe Bryant and Gianna, and to bring such a fabulous show, you know, to the masses when people needed to see something. And then you had the Whitney Houston's unexpected death the day before the Grammys in 2012. And like I said, the show has just always managed to set the right tone and lift people up during such dark and emotional times. What factors go into creating a show that will do the same this year during this time with COVID?
Well, I think you've nailed it. The show does mean a lot, and I'm not trying to be over important or make us feel like we're bigger than we are, but I think music has that ability, and the artists and the type of people that are featured on our show have that type of influence and impact, so that when things are happening in the world, whether it's a global pandemic or the civil and racial unrest that's happened in our country over the last few months, economic instability and the political upheaval, I think music centers us and it grounds us and it gives us some comfort and it brings us together. And my hope is with this show, and I think everybody at the Academy's hope and at CBS's hope, is that this show can be a moment to unite people and to start healing and start moving around the corner to a new year and to a new time for all of us. And as you said, in the past, we've been able to do that during certain tragedies, but I think this is a very unique year, which is even more reason that we felt it important to have the right date and to not be doing this in the midst of the crisis here in Los Angeles.
As I sit here talking to you and I have the news on in the background, may I offer a suggestion of opening up the show with Georgia on My Mind?
Good suggestion and very timely. I'll give you a
Give me a shout out.
Yeah, gotcha.
No, but in all seriousness, as I said, you are setting such an example by making this decision. And so my question to you is, what message do you hope people from Los Angeles and anywhere take away from this decision that you've decided to make?
Well, we want to be good partners to our community in Los Angeles. We want to give the ultimate respect to the healthcare workers that are trying to do their job and save the lives of people and treat people that are sick and not feeling well. And we want to be respectful to the hospital beds. You know, we would not feel good if we caused something that made people sick or added to the burden of people that were trying to treat people here in Los Angeles. And then to the music community and to fans of the music community, we want to have them understand that we are responsible. We are concerned with the health and welfare and well-being of everyone involved on the production side of our show and on the artist side of our show. So we want to be good partners to those communities. We want to continue to provide good entertainment and a good place to rally around music, as we said, but we want to do it responsibly.
Harvey, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview. Thank you for your example. Thank you for your message. And as always, we're looking forward to the Grammy Awards this year.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.